Hey friends, welcome back to my garden. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jen, and about once a month I like to try to take everybody on a little walk through my garden to show you my progress and what the plants have been up to. So this is going to be my May 2025 update. A lot of things have been coming up. We've gotten a lot of rain here in western Kentucky. As you can see, my little pot here is full of little baby sunflowers. Over the last couple of weeks, I have stuck out some things that were long overdue, like this bok choy, which I'm probably either going to leave for the slugs as a trap crop or just go ahead and pull out and try again in the fall. But as you can see in the background here, I have a lot of maple tree seedlings, and my garden is unfortunately right underneath a maple tree. So the little helicopters get into everything. So I just pull them out as I see them. But in this bed, I also had some sugar snap peas, which did really well. Now, about 2 weeks ago, I seeded some okra from seed that I saved a couple years ago. And I didn't think it would all come up, but I have altogether about 12 okra plants. And if you go back and look at last year's vlog, I had 3 okra plants and it was almost too much for me. So I'm definitely going to be giving away some okra this year. There's another maple tree. I'll be giving away okra to anybody who will have it this year after I get done canning some. But yeah, I'm happy to have them, and it's good to know that the seeds are still good. So starting over here on the right-hand side of my garden, I had planted 2 seeds for zucchini and 2 for yellow crickneck squash. The 2 for the zucchini did come up, but the crickneck squash never came up. So I may try to poke a couple more seeds down in. I may have planted them too deep, or they may have just gotten washed away when we had some of our big storms this month. But yeah, if not, again, I could try it in the fall. I have 3 tomatillo plants that I did get out into the garden, and they are all looking amazing. I'm very proud of these because I started them from seed, and last year was a struggle for me for tomatillos. I had tried so many times to start seeds, and finally I got 2, and I got an okay tomatillo harvest last year, but I'm hoping it'll be bigger this year with the extra plant. My little cherry tomatoes that I purchased at Lowe's are doing great. I wasn't sure the smaller one would survive when I separated them. They were both in the same pot, but it's looking okay. Everything really needs a good feed and fertilize because of the rain, but I'm waiting till everything gets just a little bit bigger. I stuck some nasturtium seeds in this back bed here just to try to kind of fill some of the space. I've been trying for a couple of years to grow nasturtiums, and for whatever reason, I'm either too early or too late, and I can't get them to come up, even though I know they are so easy to grow. Now, back behind the nasturtiums, I had planted some scallop squash, and all 3 of them came up, but this one, it just decided to give up on life. It just fell over, it keeled over. I'm not really sure why. But I still have 2 really healthy looking ones right next to it, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm sure between these 2 plants right here, I will have enough scallop squash to last. Now that big tall plant is a volunteer sunflower. I have no idea what variety the birds dropped it there, so it's probably a red sunflower. But it came up right next to where I planted my cucumbers, and I have 2 different varieties of cucumbers, and I planted 3 of each. And this year I played it smart. I made sure that I built a really strong trellis for them, so hopefully they'll do well. I had actually put 3 seeds per hole, and I had to come along and kind of pinch off 2 of the 3 that came up in each spot. This is a volunteer catnip, and I do grow a lot of catnip because I enjoy the flowers and the cats enjoy the catnip. I'm a cat person. So here's some more little nasturtiums down at the other end of that bed. I'm really excited because I planted a variety of colors of the nasturtium, and I really don't care if they overflow out into the walkway. There's 2 Napa cabbages that are destined for the slugs because they did not take transplanting well. Now I have a lot of these little felt grow bags around my garden, and this year I decided I was going to grow flowers in all of them. So in these 3, I have the center one with nasturtiums, and then I have a couple different varieties of dwarf sunflowers in the ones on either side of it, and A few came up. Like I said, we did have a lot of really heavy torrential rain, so I'm sure some of the seeds got washed around, and the birds probably had their pick of them. So that's okay. Any sunflowers will make me happy. The herb bed in the center is doing really well. All of the herbs that I planted here have about doubled in size. I want to come along and give everybody a really good trim so that I can encourage them to be a little bushier and not as leggy and tall. But other than needing fertilizing, everything here looks really well. Here's my garden gnome my husband bought. No, he's not flipping you off. He's flipping off the squash bugs. So I'm telling you, if you don't have a sense of humor, you will not fit in around here. But yeah, as you can see, like even my basil, the basil looks really good, but it's very yellow and kind of wimpy, in color. So I know once I fertilize everything, that will perk back up. When we get really heavy rains, it just washes everything right out of these raised beds. Some more maple tree babies, and I just pull them out and leave them laying and let them rot where they're at. So, but the sage is looking really good, and pretty much, yeah, once I get everybody fed, this center bed is going to take off. And here's some more of those felt pots with nasturtiums and another maple tree. And the one next to it has some dwarf sunflowers in it as well. So I'm really excited. Like in another month or so, this garden is just going to be lush and beautiful, and I can't wait. Here's some more nasturtiums that I stuck in this pot that's just been sitting here for about 2 years. I honestly didn't think they'd come up, but they did. I need to come back and pull out all of those weeds though. Here's some more bok choy and snow peas. I have one of these beds on either side of my garden, and they're pretty symmetrical with what they have in them as snow peas and bok choy. So even if the bok choy doesn't make it, the snow peas are looking great, and there is a lot of them, which is good because usually when I harvest snow peas, they'd never even make it in the house. So another giant catnip plant here. I found this just growing randomly on my property, and I moved it into the garden because I know they make lovely flowers, and it just loved where I put it, and it took off. So I'm just going to leave it alone. I'll trim it back and I'll dry some of that. I love volunteers. That back there in the back with the broad leaves is a volunteer borage. You plant borage once and you have it forever. So I'm honestly surprised I don't have more borage, but that doesn't mean it's not going to come up later. I did get all of my tomatoes in, and they're looking great. Need to be fed, but otherwise they look fine. Some of them even have blossoms on them already. And I got my jalapeno peppers in the ground too. And some of these jalapenos already have flowers on them and tiny little peppers. And I'm so tickled because for the last 2 years, I've been a victim of Peppergate. All I've gotten is banana peppers. And I canned and ate so many banana peppers last year. I was sick of looking at banana peppers, but these look like they're actually going to be jalapenos this year, so that makes me really happy. The plants are pretty healthy, and they look like they are just raring to go. So hopefully this will be a heavy pepper year. I would like to make a lot of salsa this year. Now, I did plant my green beans out. I can't remember if I told you in the last vlog or not, but I planted a lot, and I planted them really densely. And the reason I planted them densely is because, as you can see, they always come up with like bare patches. Some the birds get, some the roly-polies get, some of them get, snipped off by the birds after they've already broke the surface. And so I always end up with bare patches. And I know that if I overplant way more than what I actually want, when these bush beans get bigger, they're going to fill this bed out with no problem. So I'm really excited to see that the amount that came up did. My spinach that I planted seems to be doing well. I haven't picked anything off of it yet. I wanted to let it get a little size on it before I started plucking leaves off, but it looks good. It was just a little sprig when I planted it. You guys already know I have a hate relationship with these radishes. I just have no luck with radishes. But other than that, the kale looks great, and the rest of the garden is really coming to life. So I'm really excited to be able to show you what it looks like next month, and show you, all the progress that's been made. So until next time, friends, happy gardening.